The following presentation is rated WPC.
My name is William Patrick. Welcome to Filmbuff. Welcome to Filmbuff.
The following presentation is rated
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Third rule of Fight Club, someone yells stop, goes limp, taps out, fight is over. Fourth rule, 2 guys to the fight. Fifth rule, 1 fight at a time, fellas. Sixth rule, no shirts, no shoes. Seventh rule, fights will go on as long as they have to. And the eighth and final rule, this is your first night at Fight Club. You have to fight.
Don't fret, precious, I'm here. Step away from the window and go back to sleep. Safe from pain and truth and choice. Ever poison devils. See, they don't give a fuck about you like I do.
Welcome to Filmbuff University here on Filmbuff. I'm your host, William Patrick Coleman. I'd like to talk to you about my second favorite year in movies, 1999. At the beginning of 1999, you had your moody teen movies like Cruel Intentions, Go, or Idle Hands. Then when we shift over to summer, we have The Mummy, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and it's the year that we realized a Star Wars movie could actually suck. We go on to independent masterpieces like The Blair Witch Project, and what some would consider the best supernatural thriller of all time, in The Sixth Sense. Now, despite your controversial Best Picture Oscar winner, American Beauty, in the heart of it lied what might not be just the most important movie of that year, but one of the most important movies of our time. And I'm not talking about Being John Malkovich. Of course, I'm talking about the movie in which we're not supposed to be talking about. With the unpredictable creative teaming of author Chuck Palahniuk, actors Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, and director David Fincher, they would bring us Fight Club. At the time of its release, it was considered a box office bomb, with a $63 million budget, earning only $11 million in its opening weekend. The marketing would falsely advertise the movie under the notion of several middle-aged men who form a support group where they meet in the basement of a bar and engage to hand-to-hand combat as a form of expression of self-discovery and freedom, led by its founders, played by Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. It would later go on to become a cultural phenomenon upon its video release. Discovery of the actual themes being mental illness, male bonding, physical disease and the victims it claims, self-reawakening, corporate and marketing consequences, the unsuspecting transition from cult lifestyles to terrorist agendas, false prophets, in order to excuse determination behind chaos, the unspoken damage from the use of soap, and a twist so grandeur.
You got it. No.
That not only does it rival another one of the great cinema twists that year, The Sixth Sense,
I see people. They don't know they're dead.
but fans still maintain its secrecy 20 years later to this day, out of respect. So of course I won't go into spoiler territory here. Edward Norton burst onto the scene only a mere couple of years prior, with star-making performances in Primal Fear and American History X, and although Brad Pitt was still stuck in heartthrob mode in his career after Thelma and Louise, we got a glimpse of a more focused respect of his craft after performances in 12 Monkeys, Meet Joe Black, and Interview with the Vampire. Now, this was long before his winning turn in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I assure you, long after they're gone, it's this movie and these roles that they're going to be remembered for. As a single middle-aged insurance analyst who's suffering from loneliness, depression, sleep deprivation, and a sexual curiosity and obsession with a moody, careless, self-destructive junkie played by Helena Bonham Carter, when suddenly he meets a mysterious, happy-go-lucky, consequence-free soap salesman named Tyler Durden, who opens his eyes and his mind to a world of no responsibilities and no expectations, leading them to construct the title support group for others. Of course, as every fantastic movie in the history of film would teach us, there's much more to the story than that. Also starring Meatloaf... and Jared Leto, the movie runs at about a lengthy 2.5 hours, but you wouldn't know it, as the fast-paced quick-cut editing may be the real star here from editor James Haygood, or the tone and filth of a world these guys consume themselves in, thanks to cinematographer Jeff Cronenweth, who wonderfully takes author Chuck Palahniuk's descriptions off the page and onto the screen. From the nauseating bright world of the corporate lifestyle, so loud that you barely missed Starbucks product placement planted in every single scene and every single shot in the background, much like real life, to the piss yellow, mud-soaked surroundings these guys like to hide, void of anything fluorescent, and shots of blood spraying like dust. Never before have I seen so much ugliness depicted so beautifully. But, as everything he touches, the genius credit here goes to director David Fincher, of course. The maestro who masterfully mixes all these talents together seamlessly, diligently, and respectfully. Poor guy has had to go above and beyond to prove that he's more than the bullet shields the studio heads hid behind him for in his debut of Alien 3. If there's anything exceptional I could say about him, separate from the other directors, is he is the master of the opening title sequence. From movies of his like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, to The Social Network, or Gone Girl, to one of my personal favorites, Zodiac. No other director constructs an opening sequence better than David Fincher. From the serial killer's scribble in his diary handbook for Seven, to the beautiful titles across the skyline, the size of skyscrapers in the criminally underrated Panic Room. Here is no exception, as he takes the audience through the mind of an unstable conscience that directs him through the nostrils, out and stopping at the top of the barrel of a gun directed towards a character's mouth, to the beat of the loud tethering score of the Dust Brothers. It's a clear sign of every single one of his movies that the audience is in good hands of a great storyteller who clearly cares about the subject matter in the movie. In fact, I don't know anybody who's seen this movie and doesn't like it. But let's see what my co-host Ryan Miller has to say on his In the Field segment. Ryan?
Hey Will, I'm here in Los Angeles, California on a beautiful evening here. And I've done a little internet research, and believe it or not, I have found a local fight club. It's here behind me. I don't know if you can see it. That window there. It's a fight club. So I'm gonna go check it out. All right, here we are. This is the spot. This is the fight club. Let's see if they let me in. What's the password? New England clam chowder. Hi, I'm here for the fight club.
No cameras.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll set my phone over here if that's okay. All right, set my phone down and I'm ready to fight.
You know the rules?
I know the rules. I've seen the movie. Just you and me?
Yeah.
Well, it's not much of a club then, is it?
Shut up.
All right, it's time to fight. Go, Mud Dogs. I've always wanted this hat. Back to you, Will.
I'm pretty sure we just witnessed a murder. But not of our subject. Let's go ahead and not talk about it. Anyways, pencils down, papers up, as we look up Filmbuff University's grade for Fight Club. Back in 1999, I would have given this movie a B+. But it's one of the few films that over time, and through many viewings, you begin to notice so much more as it becomes more relevant throughout history. So out of the A, B, C, D, or F grade, I'm going to go ahead and give Fight Club an A-, for fear of how bad the world has to be in order for it to get an A+. Well, there you have it, folks. Fight Club is a very important, relevant movie with several thought-provoking messages expressed by a creative genius of many different talents. That's all the time we have for today. Until next time. Arrive early for the credits. Stay late for the trailer.
Did you know that urine is sterile? You can drink it.
Let's